Welcome to Elimination, the podcast that puts sitcom against sitcom and brothers against father. Music by Ben Sound. Here's your host, Bob.
Yes, your host Bob. Welcome to Elimination. A bit of a special today, a bit different. I am here with my older brother Mike. Hello. And our dad Dave.
Howdy.
Dave, do you want to explain what we're doing today?
Yeah, we're going to go through the ones that didn't quite make it into our 32. We thought we'd better explain how close they got, the ones we just don't like or would never make it in a million years. But everyone who listens to this must have had their own particular favourite. It must have gone, why isn't my one in it? So today we'll explain exactly why.
Yeah. So we are at the end of round one. So round one is done. We've cut our field in half, which is it's been nice and fluffy. But I feel that the second round may split us even
you
more.
could say we got rid of the rubbish, but I don't think we have. I think there's some really good shows that have actually gone out. I think the best two that went out in the first round were Steptoe and Son and Blackadder. I think they're the two biggies that went out.
I think that would split the
Right,
audience.
Spaced, British Empire. I mean, they were all good. There was always going to happen.
Yeah. But I think they're the biggest two.
Yeah, but Steptoe and Son, yeah, I mean...
The royal family, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
But
we can't,
that
no,
is-
no chance against a good life, though, had it, really?
Well, I
But
wasn't
that
here,
is-
was I?
That's the beauty.
That was mother.
That's the beauty of...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think it was, wasn't it?
No, he was here with the good life went
Oh,
out.
I must have
Yeah,
blocked it out as a bad
You were
memory.
livid. You were livid at
That's
the end.
right, yeah. Oh,
But before we get going, another change to our normal setup is we've got a sponsor for this episode, which is a company called Kent All Clean, which is a domestic house cleaning offering end of tenants cleans weekly or monthly.
what was that, Bob?
Should have got me to do it, Bob.
Yeah, I'll put my teeth in, shall I? Domestic house cleaning, offering end of tenancy cleans, one-off cleans, and regular weekly or monthly cleans. Windows, jet washing, all that kind of stuff. But friends of the show, Aaron Baxter's company. So give them a call, 07423 565 323, or on Facebook or info@kentallclean.co.uk. Brilliant company. We have used them. Very clean.
Very clean.
Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Abso-flaming-lutely.
Not as clean as Paul McCartney's grandfather, though.
Oh, he was very
very
clean.
clean.
Very
always
clean, he was.
Very clean. Okay, so, I mean, should we just
Well, I think
discuss...
Mike's going to pick his two that he thought should have got in.
Right, my two still game should definitely have been in there.
That's the
but
Scottish one, isn't it?
I love that programme. It is amazingly good and hilarious.
The young guys playing the old guys.
Well, yeah, but it's based in a council estate in Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, and it's just them doing what they do, drinking lots of whiskey, and basically going down a pub a lot. Yeah, it's brilliant. But you didn't really watch it, did you?
I saw a couple. It didn't really hit off.
Victor McDeed and I can't remember the other guy, Jack.
Oh, listen, an impression then.
I watch it all the time as well. Yeah, but the surname they have their plaques on their doors. I don't know if that is just a Scottish thing.
What channel's that on?
I don't know. I didn't watch it when it was on.
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Steve Cummins, he told me about it and I was hooked straight away. It's the guys. They did a sketch show called Chewing the Fat, and the two characters were one of the sketches.
That pops up on Facebook now and again.
Yeah.
The sketches.
Yeah, I mean it's all right, but still, game is. I think it's really really
Do you reckon
funny.
it should have been in the 32?
I do, yeah. I think if you two had given it a real chance, it would have been.
I got the first season, I got through the first season and I liked it. I mean, the best bits are when they're in the pub and there's that bloke who just wants... He's on the scrounge all the time.
No, he's just a tight, miserable bastard. Yeah, Tam, and because he likes going to the what's it called? The wholesalers with Navid. Oh, you bastard! Yeah, the Indian shopkeeper, and the guy walks around, just eats all the freebies, comes outside and throws up. He's just he's eating all the free stuff. But there's a few really funny bits in it. Like for instance, on their landing, they share a landing with an old lady, and their light's really dim, and they're moaning about it, saying, "Oh my, why like they expect us to crawl around in the bloody dark?" So they changed the bulb to like 100 or something watts, and they put it in, and it's ridiculously bright. They're like, "Oh my god, that's better, isn't it?" And then the postman comes out of the lift. He says, "Bloody hell!" He says, "Where'd you get this bulb? Wembley." It's ridiculously bright. It's really funny. And there's a guy called Winston, and he loses his leg. So he's got a wooden leg, and he wins like 32 grand at the bookies, and he stores it in his leg, and he's in his flat with Jack and Victor. And they're like, "Hey, in the back of the net," and he kicks, and his leg flies off out the window, and all his money just scatters. It's brilliant. I mean,
what's your second one?
It's got It's got a terrible theme tune. I hate the theme tune to it.
Why?
It's just really kind of. I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah,
The worst theme tune out of the lot is the IT crowd. I've had a shut up.
It's almost like a fax machine.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's the same level of irritation.
Yeah, that's a skip intro one. That one. Isn't it?
My next one is absolutely fabulous.
Is it? What is it?
It is that Ab Fab. I mean, how could you have a UK 32 without that in it?
I just think it's a one gag show.
I disagree
Them
completely.
getting pissed and stoned all
Yeah,
the
but
time,
it's funny. It is good. You can do that gag so many different ways. They don't, but it still makes me laugh.
Do you know how it came about?
It was a sketch from French and Saunders.
No, but where they got the idea from initially. They in the 90s when it was French and Saunders, they were sort of on the scene, weren't they? It people and all that kind of stuff. But they went partying with, I think it was Bananarama, and they went out with them and they said them girls can drink. Like they never believed, and they got to a club and they opened the door and one of the girls fell out like what she does in the program, and she just thought, oh my god, this is a world I've never. And then that's where it came from. That was the initial idea, and then it did become a sketch, which became Fab in the end.
You got Bubble. She's funny, like what she wears and that.
She's similar to. I find her similar to the woman from Vicar of Dibley.
Yeah, similar, but not as funny. But she's a good actress. I do like her.
But she was a little voice, wasn't she?
Yeah. Jane Horrocks.
I saw that at the cinema. I did.
I saw Little Voice.
Well,
Little Voice. Well, Kane, isn't it?
Yeah, me and my mate Calday, we went there to see something else. I think it was Stargate or something like that.
Classic.
Anyway, so we went there. We was in the queue, and like the people in front of us walked away, and we bought our tickets, and then we found 2 tickets to Little Voice on the floor, and instead of handing them in, we thought we'd just watch it. Yeah, I mean we was teenage boys at the time.
We walked past a mother and daughter crying their eyes out because they lost their tickets. It just went straight in.
Like,
we found them in the hand of a child.
If you're not going to eat that popcorn, I'll take it. Yeah, well, you don't need that anymore, do you?
Well, Little Voice should have been in the first 32 then.
Yeah,
her impressions in that are fantastic. I mean, you.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
she's got some voice. Yeah. But anyway, absolutely fabulous. Yeah, I really like it, and I thought the daughter, I weirdly found her very attractive.
She's the complete opposite, isn't she? She's a bookworm.
What's her name? Jane Swahala or something?
Swahili or something like that. Her sister does that. Loose women.
You always see the clip of Patsy face down in the fire, didn't you? Where she comes up.
She comes up. She's all burnt except for her face.
I mean, it is funny. There are funny bits, but I do agree. It's kind of niche. It's kind of.
It's easy to watch. I think it's just if you've got a sense of humour, then it's.
Well, that's us out.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to give you my 2 now. If that's all right with you, Robert.
Go for it.
Well, my first one is one I think is one in the top 10 comedies of all time.
Look at him eking it out, like building the tension.
And it's still Death Us Do Part. It's Alf Garnett. It's just It's not so much. It is Alf Garnett, but it's the way the silly old moo winds him up.
Yeah, because that's what it's like.
It's just fantastic. Every time he goes to speak, she interrupts him. He goes, but
she's always got a smart answer to what he's saying, moaning about this and that. Well, why don't you? Oh, what do you know about it? You know,
I like the wife's friend. She was an interesting character. It's like a dirty old girl.
That's right. Yeah,
it's just like a horny old lady.
I just thought it was fantastic. I mean, I know they say it's a bit, risky now, but there's a lot.
It was like that back then. For
there's an
God's
off
sake.
button, isn't there?
I mean, it was a time. It's like a time capsule. If you opened up a time capsule you put together, you'd have a record in there from Gary Glitter.
You can't deny the past, can you? It happens.
It's exactly. It's part and parcel. You grew up watching it.
And I think the Una Stubbs, she's a bit of a weak link, but I mean, the son-in-law's good, the old Scouser. But I just think it's a great program. Actually, on can I mention YouTube, Bob?
If you put your hat on, yeah.
Well, about 5 years ago, I downloaded them all onto my iPod, so it's just audio off of YouTube.
Oh, the episodes.
Yeah, and
But then you
don't need
Yeah.
to sit it. And I remember I was laying on the old sunbed, and I
took off guard
and
on
my
holiday with
my
him.
eyes closed, and I was absolutely wetting myself. Well, not literally, but I was absolutely laughing. And people walking by, and your mum was so embarrassed because there was me laying on my back laughing my head off, and all these people walking by just couldn't know what I was laughing at. It was so funny. But that's my first one. And my second one is one that I didn't see when it first came out, but a bloke in work recommended it. Was Outnumbered. And
Yeah.
I mean, just for the performance of the girl who plays Karen,
Yeah, it's a good
I just
program.
think it's absolutely fantastic. She is fantastic, and I just thought it was a real funny program. I mean, with was it Brick, bloke with the ponytail, the American bloke come over. I mean, and like it's just the questions she asks the adults and embarrasses them. And
Oh yeah.
there's no answer to it, you know. And I just thought that was a really good program. And at one time it was in the 32, but then there was a bit of a rethink by Robert, and it got kicked out.
I liked it, but as soon as, like you say, as soon as Karen got a little bit older, or it lacked something. When the kids,
the oldest son was boring as well.
Yeah, but that's the
his name's
character.
Tiger.
What, in real life?
That's his name.
Yeah, his
Wow.
dad's a porn star, isn't he?
Oh yeah, is he?
Yes. What's his
Bent
name?
over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
it is. Yeah, that's his dad. I forgot about that. Yeah, fuck yeah, that's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Wow.
I mean,
Did not know that.
just a lot to live up to, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I thought
If your dad pats you on the back and says, "Go on, my son," you're like that. Yeah.
it wasn't actually in the program much. I mean, he had the scenes where they thought he was being bullied at school, but the two main characters were the two youngest kids, and I just thought they were great. Especially
yeah.
Keep it a curly.
Well, a
hair.
lot-
God,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
but
you'd murder him.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
but the kids are annoying, aren't they?
Yeah. And when he's playing football, and he meets all the other parents. Ben's playing football and he's meeting with parents. And he goes, "Oh, I hear you've got an illness and all this." He's just made up loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he told you about me now? Oh, he told me you was going to space or something. That's just ridiculous
Ben
stuff.
told me you was a brain surgeon.
he was a gooner though, so
He was a gooner. Well, his character was a gooner.
Yeah.
And,
I
and they
just
got
thought-
together, didn't they? The mum and dad. in
Yeah,
real
mum
life.
and dad. She's nice. She is. I can't
Yeah,
remember-
she is.
Oh, what's her name? I forget her name now. But
Yeah, she's lovely.
They weren't together when it first started shooting.
Hugh
but-
Laurie's the dad, isn't he?
Hugh Laurie?
Hugh Laurie. Hugh Dennis. Sorry, Hugh Dennis.
That's a different
That would have been. That would have
Yeah.
made it a lot better.
Yeah.
But
No
I
offense,
always
Hugh
found him a
Dennis.
bit dull. But in this, he can get
I don't
away
mind
with
him.
it.
I don't mind
He's
him.
good
He's
in
alright.
this. He's
I'm
good
not
in
a big
this.
fan of his, but I think that's.
I think he played because he's a teacher in the program, and I think it fitted. He was a good fit for the character.
He was good at it. I mean,
Yeah.
he done what he had to do. I just thought it was a good program. Well, what's your two?
I think if we had a list, that would be 33.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, it was nearly. Yeah.
Well,
it
for
did
that
nearly
fan
get
would be
in.
67.
Well, my two
Should
are.
have seen the what's it called? Rating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was number 2.
My two. The first one is Gavin and Stacey. Just because I just think I watched it and I binged it and I watched it all from start to finish, and I didn't want to. That's the funny thing. When I first started watching it, I thought I should, as I'm trying to write a sitcom, I should watch this program.
You tried to write a sitcom. You haven't mentioned that.
Only a couple of times. The Dump. Watch it on Facebook. So Gavin and Stacey, I think that it runs a really nice course. And I know you're not a fan of James Corden.
Oh, I can't stand James Corden. I don't know why. I just don't like
I
him.
didn't mind him when he was fat and like unknown. He's like now I'm a little bit jealous. So it's like a bit of sour grapes there.
You're hating on him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
At least I admit it,
Well,
though,
yeah,
right? At
that's
least
true,
I do
yeah.
it to his face.
Yeah, well, we've never met him, so you've never done
Yeah,
it to
well,
his
that's
actual
true.
face.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, hello. And I'll tell you, for me, that programme could have been great, but what ruins it is the Essex parents. They are ridiculous. The mum, Gavin's mum, she's clearly not from Essex, and
She's quite posh, I think. In
yeah,
real life,
the accent, it's just wrong. It doesn't work, and for me, I thought it was all right. I mean, I've watched it because it's the one thing the missus really likes.
Yeah.
So you know,
I'm not saying it should
on
be
her birthday, we'll put it on for 20 minutes.
I'm not saying it needs to be in the 32. I'm not saying it. Looking back, it should have been.
Well, no,
in
but
there.
that is
It's
what
not-
that is
but
what
yeah,
we're doing now. So
but
that
yeah.
it should be one that you.
Yeah.
But it's,
Nice one,
I
Bob.
think it deserves a mention because
You don't understand the concept of
Yeah.
this, do you?
well, because I
The,
struggled
the
with the rest of
producer.
them. And the other one is Fleabag.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of episodes. I hated it.
I've been told there's quite a lot of swearing, which we fucking
It's
hate,
like,
by the way.
It's like Miranda on crack. That's what it is. And it's so well written. It's so well written. Wait,
I think it'd be
starts-
funny to see Miranda on crack. Oh, because she's a big girl.
I'd pay for it. I've
There's a
I
joke
started
there
watching
somewhere, isn't
Yeah,
there?
I watched it from the get go, and the early scene is very crude. I mean, it's very very crude. And I'm not into that kind of stuff. Women talking about body parts and all that kind of stuff. But
Balls.
But as soon as it went past that, you kind of got an idea that this woman is just neurotic and just weird and just making her way through life. And I suppose she's addicted to sex. But
Who ain't?
But it's the writing. It's the writing that the reveal of her friend and what she did. And I mean, if you've not seen it, I really do recommend it. But power through the first crude parts if you're not into that kind of stuff, because it really does sort of have a reveal at the end that's really shocking. And then season 2 is just enough, to carry on with the character. Because it won loads of awards, it was something that I thought, I should try. And I did try it, and I'm glad I did, because it was good. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. But not in the 32. I would have fought for this one over Gavin and Stacey.
Okay. Shall I have a run through the other ones?
Yeah, let's just...
Well, let's get this one out of the way first of all, because I know a lot of people absolutely love this programme. We have mentioned it before, but Mrs. Brown's Boys.
We hate it.
Well, I mean...
It is not funny.
It
is. It's been mentioned on numerous occasions that I laugh at everything. Now, this isn't true, because Mrs. Brown's Boys, it makes me cringe.
It does make me cringe.
It's
as well.
ridiculous. If Michael Rivet doesn't find something funny, it isn't funny.
But then why do so many people find it funny?
Because they're idiots.
That's a bit harsh.
Wow, ouch.
No, I just don't get it. And
I just see it as the program. I think I've said this before. I'm not sure, but I see it as the program that Andy Millman makes in the extras.
Yeah,
It's
it's
juvenile.
Puts the
It's-
glasses on, puts the hat on.
Yeah,
As,
yeah.
You having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
annoying program that he didn't set out to make.
I just don't get
But
it.
people do love it.
Yeah, they do, and
It's got
you've got to respect somebody
it's-
who's got that broad appeal.
It's
I
got
absolutely
nothing
do.
to do with like the fact that it's a man dressed as a woman either. By the way, it's just. It's to me, it is so unfunny. It's unbelievable. It's almost embarrassing.
For me, it's not. It's not unfunny.
Michael McIntyre.
Yeah,
syndrome.
well, that's another podcast. I think I don't laugh at it, but it's just one of them things that you can't ignore it.
Okay.
When you was watching it,
Okay, then I do.
I was in the kitchen and I had no idea. I'd never heard of it at that point. And I walked into the front room and I had to have a look. Like, what are you watching? And then
why?
5 minutes later, you turn it off. And and that was it. That was my experience of Mrs. Brown's Boys. But with something of that appeal, of somebody...
You saw me reaching for the gun, didn't you?
yeah, it was in Mum's hands.
Right.
It was in her mouth.
Now, another one that came quite close to getting into the 32 is a more modern one. It's Friday Night Dinner. What do you think of that?
Yeah, we watched it.
This was almost in, I
Yeah,
think.
but we
This
did come to the conclusion that it's kind of got a couple of jokes, and that is about it. Personally, the sons with the
Silent Bird.
No,
It's
not
Rosenthal.
the other one, Rosenthal. Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I think he's a bit
he
weak.
looks like a dead sparrow chick or something. Like he looks like a baby bird.
There's a lot of hatred today.
No, I don't find it
thought Mark
funny.
Heap was awful.
Hold on.
See, I love
Hang
Mark.
on, what's this?
Hello, Jackie. You look nice.
See, I like Mark.
Yeah.
I thought Mark Heap was the best bit in it.
I don't. Mark Heap's just Mark Heap.
I love him.
When I first watched it and he came to the door and he was scared of his own dog, I laughed my head off.
Yeah.
But then that joke gets very old, very old, very quick.
You just tell him to bugger off, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like
The
I
dad's
like
the best
car-
person.
Yeah,
the dad's by far.
the dad
eating
is
out the
funny.
bin.
Shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. He's the best person here.
He's always
He was
hot.
in Chernobyl, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was
yeah,
good
yeah,
in it,
He
wasn't
was
he?
good, yeah.
He shit all over Russia that day, didn't he?
His accent was a bit rubbish.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
All speaking English. In
Now,
English.
now, Michael, one I know you really like that you would have been in, I think, if you had your choice, was Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
Yeah, I really like that program. It was funny. There's the line that always sticks in my head. She says, "Oh, my mum used to wear so much makeup. She used to throw her head back to get her eyes open."
I didn't mind it. I mean,
it's just
it
it's
was
funny.
really crude.
Yeah, no,
I thought he was better than her.
I disagree. I mean,
Well,
I
he was
thought,
like an actor, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
a
he
failing
was so
actor.
sort of like effeminate, and then he had this tough role. When he done the tough bloke,
yeah,
it was quite
weren't he
funny.
a mugger on Crime Watch
Yeah,
or something like that?
like that.
Yeah,
I
really-
didn't mind it. But
It's the thing she's most proud of, Kathy Burke.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I detested it. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I couldn't get past the theme tune. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I loved it.
It was just, I couldn't. It was over the top. It was.
Me
It
and
does
it-
the same to me as Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Wow.
It just did nothing.
You're
Didn't
dead
find it
inside.
funny.
bloody hell.
I like Kathy Burke, and I like that bloke he was in the film Blue Line, wasn't he?
Now,
Yeah.
what about the political ones? What about the thick of it?
Never seen it.
Never
And
seen
Yes
it.
Minister and them sort of
Is
programs.
this are these the ones Dad tried to get in?
I would avoid it.
No, the
I
thick
would
of it,
avoid
I hate it. I can't stand the bloke who plays the Doctor Who bloke. I can't stand
Yes,
him.
Minister. I'm
And
pretty.
just swearing for the sake of it ain't funny,
Yeah,
is it? You
no,
know?
no. I mean, unless you're
It's gotta be a
unless you're
bit-
10 years old.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit more to it than that.
The Yes Minister, I believe that was my father-in-law. He showed me a clip of that, and it was about this like Europe, how Europe are going to control us, and
This
it
is
was
somebody who knows nothing about politics talking about politics.
no. But he showed me this clip, and everything they were saying was so appropriate for now, like with this Brexit.
Well, it was supposed to be
rubbish.
real, wasn't it? It was supposed to be real.
No, but you're talking. We should. It was basically like if we join Europe, we're buggered and we're going to end up with It was really really true. So,
But that was because there was a second.
but that's
one,
all
wasn't
I've ever
it?
seen.
Yes,
is that
Prime
one clip.
Minister.
Yes Minister, and then he became Prime Minister. It was Yes Prime
Yeah,
Minister.
yeah.
Paul Eddington, wasn't it, out of The Good Life? I mean, it was well acted, and it just didn't make me laugh.
It just wasn't for me. I'm not into
No, it's not my
political
style,
anything like
so
that. I'm
it's
just
not my
I'm
style.
gonna avoid it.
Drop the Dead Donkey was another one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
just went
Well,
right over my
I
head.
think I watched that more.
Was that in
was
the
Sally
newsroom?
Phillips was
Yeah,
in that, wasn't
yeah.
she?
Yeah, I never
think-
watched that either.
Yeah, Newsroom. Yeah, I remember that.
What's the worst week of my life?
Worst week of my life is I forget the bloke's name. Who was the bloke who was a partner to Alexander
Miller.
Alexander Arnold? He's a Liverpool right back.
Something Miller.
Yeah, Ben Miller.
Ben Miller.
He was in it. I've got the whole DVD. Oh, you ain't got a DVD player now, have you?
No.
It's-
21st century,
it's-
mate.
It is. I watched it when it first came out, and that's the only memory I got it, and it was hysterical. I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
not
know.
seen it. My
on the
fiance
strength
talks
of
about
that,
it.
I was in a charity shop, and they had the whole box set for about 50p, so I got it. I haven't played it yet. I don't know how
Bargain.
it stands up. But at the time, me and the wife were in hysterics. It was. You should just watch a couple.
All right. I will. I'm not a big fan of Ben Miller. When I've seen him interview, he looks like a rotten, miserable person, but...
Well, let's go back to some really old ones now. Let's get them out of the way. I suppose the daddy of them all is Hancock's Half Hour, which is way before your
It's
time.
the one
isn't
that
it?
started it all.
Yeah.
I watch programs about
Yeah.
sitcoms, and they always
mean,
mention it as the one that started
The
it.
classic one is the blood donor, where he goes to give blood, and that's the same clip you see all the time.
Well, the clip we saw when the room was on, the set was on sort of rocking
That's right.
as
yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
is that the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's he was a bit of a sad case. He committed suicide in Australia in the 60s when he was still in his pomp. But
Keep it upbeat, Dad.
yeah. Anyway, other old ones.
positive.
Have you ever seen On the Buses?
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Get that bus out!
I love it. I always
It's
make
about
sure...
a free gag show.
Yeah, but I always make sure I've got a few on my Sky queue. Just so...
I always like Olive.
Oh, well, yeah, she was lovely.
I always liked. They always put her down. You silly moo. You know, it was all.
No, it wasn't a silly moo. You fat, you useless lump. When it was like
You useless lump.
it was,
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
eyeing up the clippies, get that bus out, and
I hate you, Butler.
Arthur's operation.
Yeah.
And that was really the
But I always remember the one with the spiders when they
Yeah,
started
that's
tried
right.
to get women
that
drivers
was
in.
the film.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah.
right, fair enough.
But in its pomp, and we're going back sort of late 60s, early 70s, that was massive audience. It was the most popular sitcom of the time. I mean, it was massive show.
It was good. I went to Butlins and that, wasn't it? Or where?
No, that was the film as well. That was the second film. I think.
We've never seen the sitcom.
I enjoyed that because it had the new style bus, didn't it?
It was funny in its day, but it's.
Did it resonate with
I
you,
mean,
Dave?
one-
Because you obviously worked on buses.
Yeah, I did work on the buses in the early 70s.
He was a clippy.
It was. It wasn't. New Cross, 1972 to 1980. If anyone's out there remembers me.
Good years. Good
was.
years.
But yeah, it was funny in its day. And if one was on now and I was flicking channels, I could watch it.
Yeah, I
I'd
could.
probably still get a couple of laughs.
But you wouldn't get a box set.
No,
Not even for
It's-
50p.
definitely.
It's just
not.
one of them things that it's like an old friend,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And it's
Well,
just
like a
nice
time
to
capsule,
see him
isn't
now and
it?
again.
That's what it is. It's
Now-
about seeing what they wear and
Another one that I think I got to mention is there was one called Man About the House that was crap. Basically, it was all right in the day, but it won't age well. But as a spin-off, George and Mildred, and the bloke who played George was Brian Murphy, and his character is really funny. Even now, I can watch him.
Was he the doctor in 40 Towers?
No,
No.
I don't think he was ever in 40 Towers.
I
No,
used to
he
wa-
cooks the sausages in it, and
He
he was
still-
in Butterfly, the dad. Was he?
No. You're talking about
no.
five
He was
different
a
people.
little bloke with a tash and bald head. But he was really funny. He's tight as a drum, and he was walking around the supermarket, and he bumps his trolley into his next door neighbour. He goes, "Oh, hello, haven't seen you for a while." Blah blah blah. And they're just about to go. He goes, "Oh, hang on, here's that tin of beans I owe you." And he gives him the supermarket the wrong side of the till. But that sort of thing, you know. But he is funny. Now, what about a more up-to-date one? What about Car Share? That could have got in, couldn't it?
You know what? The research that I've done on sitcoms, a lot of the times people who have written sitcoms and they've been made, they say that Car Share isn't a sitcom.
It's a sitcom. It's an half-hour program of characters. I mean,
Yeah, well, I agree, but because
what is it then?
Because it's not set. It's not. It hasn't got a set. They're not trapped
It is
anywhere.
a
It's
situation, though.
The set's the car.
Yeah, and the first the first 5 or 6 minutes is just him in the car with the sat nav telling him to turn around and he's in dead ends and all this kind of stuff. And it's
I
just
thought it had its moments. I thought it was funny, and I think
Yeah.
it definitely is.
Yeah, I'm just-
I would think so.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you the collective, what
Okay,
people
thank you
think,
very
and
much.
you know, I liked it. I think Peter Kay does something. I'll watch it, and 9 times out of 10, it's funny.
Well, I don't know about that thing where he was dressed up like a bird and singing and that. What
No,
was
I
all
didn't like
about?
that much.
Yeah, but you could see what he was
But did you
doing.
like Car Share?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Peter Kay. He's
Yeah.
a funny
Well,
man.
on Peter Kay. Then what about Cradle to Grave? That sort of went under the radar,
Yeah,
didn't it?
and I really liked it. I really
did,
liked
I did.
it.
You
Well, I didn't see it.
It's
Oh,
Danny
no.
Baker, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Danny Baker's autobiography, which I read, and it is that story. But he plays his dad, who's like a Londoner,
Yeah,
and it's all the fiddles and that on the docks. You'd like it, Mike. I tell
Yeah,
you.
okay.
yeah.
I think they only
But
made
the
one
kids were good
series.
as well, weren't they? The
Yeah,
kids,
yeah.
I think there was only one season.
Yeah.
But it was really good, and it's the whole time where people were getting bought out, weren't they, to not work at the docks anymore.
That's right.
And then he sort of stays with it,
Yeah.
and then they're not offering any money anymore, and he
That's
sort of
right,
he
yeah.
sort of misses the boat on it. But
I
yeah,
thought, it's
it was really.
I thought it was a really good program.
I'll have a look.
Yeah,
out.
usually-
It's a shame, only lasted
Usually
one
kids
series.
in sitcoms annoy me, but they were really good. Them
They
kids
were.
in there.
Now, another one of yours, Michael, that I didn't like at all, I hated it, in fact, is Black Books.
I love Black Books. Yeah, I loved it. It did the Irish geezer who just got pissed, and well, it seems to be some sort
Yeah,
of
there's a lot of
pattern occurring.
Alcohol involved. Anybody goes to a pub, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's a bit worrying. Yeah, and the mum from Friday Night Dinner, she runs a shop next door.
Oh yeah, she's quite young in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill Bailey as well.
Bill Bailey, yeah. I thought it was funny. I mean,
I watched it. I think there was a scene I watched it with you where he goes to the toilet but he doesn't get out of his chair. And he wheels it through the shop.
yeah,
And he goes to the
that's
toilet.
right,
He
yeah.
literally just wheezes from the chair
from
into.
a sitting position.
And you were wetting yourself, and I just thought, I don't get it. I don't really understand. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
well, you obviously never attempted that feat.
Well, you clearly have.
Yeah, and failed.
By the mess of the toilet.
It was the state of the missus. She weren't happy.
Right, there's a few from the Dad's Army camp of Perry and Croft that I know you don't like, Bob, which is Heidi High. I don't mind them. I think they're quite funny.
It's like I don't mind Heidi High.
I put it in the same bracket as like Carry On films. They're just dated. I can't.
And what about Are You Being Served?
I'm free.
You pussy. that's about all I know about it. She says pussy a lot, doesn't she?
I think it's better. I think it's better than what was the last one we just said? I can't forgot.
Are You Being Served?
Yeah.
And Heidi High.
Heidi High, better than Heidi High. Yeah.
Oh, for a Heidi High myself.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you been served?
And of course it had Pauline Fowler.
Yeah.
As a youngster.
Yeah, she was.
She was
right,
a dolly bird, wasn't
yeah,
she?
she was. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was in an episode of Dad's Army as well. Now, Bob, here's one that one of our Facebook people came up with, and I'd never even heard of. Is Coupling.
No, the Coupling. Yeah, I like
Coupling,
that. Was a good
it
program.
was a. I think it was supposed to be the UK sort of equivalent of Friends. Because
Yeah,
there
I
were three
suppose.
girls and three boys, and I don't remember a lot about it. I've not watched it recently. Obviously, it wasn't in the 32, so I didn't need to
I
do
watched
any
some
research.
quite recently.
But
it still
I
works.
found it funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
did.
stands
I
up.
laughed, and it does stand up. Yeah.
Is it up modern? Is it now?
I watched
Or is
it.
it early-
I
early-
watched a couple a few months ago, and it stands up still for
When
me.
was it
'cause
actually on TV though?
in
Was
the
it
90s? at
Channel
some-
4, I think it was.
2000,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, it was.
I think it was late 90s.
Yeah,
Possibly could have been a little
possibly
bit
the
later.
same time as Game On. I think something similar time as that.
I enjoyed it, and
I remember liking it, but I just don't remember. I don't remember it grabbing me. I didn't sort of become like Game On. I sort of watched it and watched it. And watched it.
I did watch that program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Another.
But again, they spend most of their time in the bar.
There you go.
It's a
Another
really
one.
worrying pattern. I'm
It's
actually
not worrying. This is real. This is like counselling.
Another one I didn't watch just because I didn't like the look of it was one you watched, Bob. Derek.
Oh,
with,
Derek's wicked.
Ricky
Yeah,
Gervais.
yeah. The only person I don't like in it is probably your favourite person. It's the crude bloke. The bloke who, when they're doing old people's
Well, he's not
old
my
people's
favourite.
exercising, he's laying on the floor looking up their skirts.
Yeah, no, I think he's
And
brilliant.
he's-
I
and
really like the program.
It is funny though when his brother turns up and
He's
it's Joe
exact-
Wilkinson
yeah.
and he's worse than him. And they're like, oh my god, he's worse.
Yeah, look
he's
at
worse."
you, look at you showing off.
Yeah.
You lucky bastard.
And he gives a condom to Derek, doesn't he? Because he thinks he's going to get laid. And he's like, oh yeah, do you think he's going to use it? Do you think he's going to use it? And they go in the caravan, and then he comes out with it blown up like a balloon.
Yeah, she's holding it.
Yeah, she's holding it. it is sweet, and I do like it. I think it's the only real character that Ricky Gervais has played.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like I really do.
It's worth a go. If you haven't seen it, Dave,
I haven't seen it.
I'd
I
watch
just
it.
don't like the look of it. Another one I don't like the look of was that League of Gentlemen.
I love that program.
Yeah, I can't watch it.
I can't watch it.
It just,
You're my wife now.
I mean, I can quote it. That's the funny thing. I've never seen it, but I can quote it. It's one of
great.
them things, isn't it? It's just it catches you.
We'll have no trouble here.
This is a local shop for local people. Yeah, but I've never seen it. So what?
Another one that I would never watch because it's got a certain person in it I can't even look at.
Am I in it?
Peep show. It's good
Peep
peep show.
show.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
this was something.
What's his name, Robert?
Robert Webb.
Oh,
This is something that's been come
just-
up on Facebook. A few people have mentioned his Peep Show in the 32, and I watched it all, and I really liked it. And the character Hans is really funny.
Which one's that?
Hans, he's not even one of the mains.
Right,
He's
okay.
their friend who's just a bit scatty. I think it's really good, really well done. And obviously the woman who won the Oscar, the English woman's in it, isn't she?
Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she's in it.
Yeah,
And-
she was in a film with Robert
She was
Webb.
in. She was in Rev. As
She
well,
was.
wasn't she?
She
Oh,
was.
that's right, yeah.
She was completely nude.
What?
Yeah.
What in Rev?
No.
What, when you look through a window?
She was in in a film with Robert Webb, and it was about different couples who getting married, and they was nudists, and they spent the whole film with no clothes on.
Well, there you go.
Was he still annoying even though he had no clothes on?
I don't know. I think I just saw a screenshot of it.
Poles. I didn't get that far.
There was no scenes in the pub. I weren't interested.
Yeah, I liked it, and it's unique. I think it's unique the way that you can hear their inner thoughts and all that kind of stuff, and the setup is really good. I liked it, and the other one, not Robert Webb, what's his name?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, yeah, he's really good. I like him.
David Mitchell, he's all right.
Whatever he does, I like. Yeah.
Okay, a couple of your mum's favourites now that, of course, I've watched because we watch them together is Butterflies. Remember Butterflies?
Yeah.
Wendy Craig?
Yeah.
That was a good programme.
Nice.
Rodney was in that.
I like
I always
the
remember
Mini.
the Mini. Yeah, the
with
Mini
the
with the
Union
Union Jack.
That was the best bit of it.
No, but the wife
it
was
quite
the wife
funny.
was sort of always on the edge of an affair, wasn't she?
Yeah.
It was always
Yeah,
going to
with
happen.
Leonard.
But the only memory I've
Things
got.
are cooking.
Yeah, we're watching it as a family, us all sitting down when we was kids. We always used to say, "That's you, Mum, that's you, Mum." Coming out of the kitchen with another burnt mince.
Another one of her favourites was Sorry with Ronnie Corbett. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, language, Timothy.
Yeah,
Oh, is that where that comes
yeah,
from?
yeah. It was a bit annoying. His mum, he was henpecked by his mum. He couldn't do nothing about his mum, but that was okay. Another one I don't think you would remember is Just Good Friends. Paul Nicholas, Jan Francis. Remember that?
No, I don't
That
know.
was good. And what about Dinner Ladies? That's a more up to date.
I didn't like it.
A lot of people
I'm
like
not.
it.
I'm not a big Victoria. I don't find her funny at all. And she wrote it, didn't she?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
all right.
It had like the whole cast of Coronation Street.
Julia
in it.
Walters. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Anne
Gail.
Reid. She's a good actress, Anne Reid.
Who, Gail?
No, not Gail.
She was in it.
No,
No, she wasn't.
Oh no, what's?
Mavis was
Oh,
there.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
potato,
don't really
potato,
know.
potato.
That's Les Dennis.
Yeah, it was. That was yeah, it was.
Honestly.
Oh, look at me.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It was
Yeah.
it bored me.
Now, just now we mentioned Car Share. Was it a sitcom? Now, this program, some people say, was this a sitcom? Mr. Bean. Is that a sitcom?
I say no.
I mean, I think if car share is, that is.
I don't know why you wouldn't say it was a sitcom.
Because it's
It's half-hour program with
yeah, it hits it
comedy
ticks all it
situations.
ticks all the boxes. I must agree. But when I think back, it's more it's more of a kind of sketch show.
I
for
love
me.
Mr. Bean.
I
It's
can't
magic.
watch it. I can't
Oh,
watch it now.
what?
It's not
You
a
are-
sketch show because he's in
No,
one
but I know,
continuous
I know
story.
you
You
convinced me. I know it is a sitcom, but when I think about it back, it's a sketch show. It's little, and you see so many clips of it on Facebook and just little bits of Mr. Bean. And
It's
it
genius.
bores
It's
me. It
genius,
bores me.
pure and simple.
I mean, the fact that he is Blackadder and
Yeah,
them two
that,
people are the
that
same
is,
person,
that is clever.
amazing.
Yeah, totally different
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, that's incredible. Like Ronnie Barker as Fletcher and,
Yeah, yeah.
and Arkwright.
Mr.
you know.
Bean is pure genius, and
I
it will
can't-
live forever.
I can't sit and watch
It is
now.
timeless because it's all
Visual
humour, yeah, and it's.
I think as a writer,
when
I
he
need a
when
bit
he
more.
gets changed on the beach and the bloke ends up being
Oh, that's
blind.
very early.
Yeah.
isn't
No,
it,
it's-
mate?
What about the paint explosion? I always remember that being the best one.
I can't remember that.
Where he wants to paint his flat, doesn't he? So he covers everything in paper. Everything is wrapped up in paper.
That's
And he
right.
puts a paint bomb in the middle of the room. And he goes to leave, but he's locked himself in. And and then it explodes from outside the door. And then when he comes out covered in paint, he walks off. And the end scene is the empty room painted with an outline of his body next to the door. And next to the door. So yeah,
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's really clever, but I won't go back and watch it.
I watched
What about
it.
the movies?
Yeah, I mean, no, not so much.
Too
I think
much.
the first
That
one
Johnny
weren't too
English
bad.
is crap, isn't it?
Oh, it's just money.
Yeah, I mean, but Bean, I love Mr. Bean, and I always will. And what I love about it as well is you can
Teddy.
you can sit and watch that with your kids, and you know it's not aimed at anyone in particular. You don't.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
it's not
any-
offensive. It's family
anyone
friendly.
can get
But
it.
does it wear a bit thin after a while?
No.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Right, one I'd like to mention, I think when it's funny, it's really funny, is the detectives.
Was that Jasper Carrot?
Jasper Carrot and Robert
Really
Powell.
funny, really
Yeah,
funny.
I don't
yeah.
remember this. I know
Yeah.
I must have watched
Yeah,
it,
I've got
but
the
I
box
just
set of that as well.
have you?
It's
Yeah.
really funny.
It is
yeah.
really funny. You must have seen the football teams one.
I don't know.
There's a quiz
because I
that-
can
yeah.
see them.
There's
Because
a quiz going on where they have to mention, like Manchester United,
All the coppers.
City, yes, all the second words, Villa for Aston Villa,
Yeah.
all the second ones, they have to tick them off. Go on, Dave, go on.
And,
So I
no,
can...
it's just that's basically it. But as they're solving the murder, things are coming up in the case that reminds them. Did you see him on Wednesday? Sheffield Wednesday. And
Yeah.
it goes through.
He goes,
like,
and
you
we
know.
found the knife in the forest. Forest!
Yeah.
Forest, yeah!
Where is the car? It's up at the north end. Press the north end. And so it continues, but it's quite good.
yeah, I've definitely seen it.
And there are the bits where they go in for the beers, and they're just queuing up to get these tins of beer, and the bird behind the counter says, you realise it's buy one, get one free? Is it? Oh, all right, and yeah. Oh, and if you buy 8, you get another 4 free. And they come out of about 47.
That's you, Michael.
I just couldn't resist all the offers and come out with hundreds of these cans of beer.
I'd think I'd died and gone
Was
to heaven.
funny.
but you'd be skint.
Well, yeah.
Now, one I found, a more modern one, that was, and the main character in it, I really like him as a person and as an actor and this and that, is not going out. Now, Lee
You're
Mack.
not
Lee
going
Mack,
out.
I mean, I've seen him twice in concert. I think he's great.
What was he singing?
But in that,
Fly me to the moon.
let me. In that, I just thought the whole program was so weak.
It's like two stand-up comedians just gagging.
I
Gagging?
like gagging. That's a different show.
Yeah.
I liked it. I watched it from the get-go, and I got about. I think season 1. I think I watched the whole thing. And Miranda pops up in it, and Tim Vine is obviously his best mate. But it is because I like Lee Mack. I gave it a go, and I did like it. But that was it for me. I was out. The first season's got an American lady in it, and it's different to the lady who.
I don't like her. There's the bird who comes along later. She's.
I didn't even know it's still going. They're married now with kids. Yeah.
Oh, they.
Yeah.
Oh, what the
Yeah.
hell?
They was in the car with kids, and they're going, "Oh, talk to your dad," you know. And I thought, "What? It's still going?"
That's mad.
Yeah.
Well, fair play to Lee Mack.
Well, he said he wanted to give it up about a year ago because he's sick of writing it. But if it's making money, why not? Yeah, but it is his jokes. It's his humour. It's quick-witted. It is clever in places, but
I wouldn't say it's clever. It's if you like Lee Mack, then you'd probably like it.
Tim
It's
Vine's
not
a
going to
funny
blow
character,
you
isn't he?
away, is it?
Yeah.
It's not strong enough to.
But the best bits are him and Tim Vine in the pub when they're just talking, riffing off each other. Because it does have a kind of.
Yeah, you can imagine I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't even.
Yeah, probably.
If that wasn't even scripted.
Yeah.
Because you can imagine that you could have a real fun conversation.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still got it, but I know Tim Vine had the record of most
jokes in
Most
and out.
jokes,
yeah.
In a minute.
And it was, and when you see that clip, I've watched it on Dave's YouTube.
They're one-liners.
And,
They're the
is
most
very-
one-liners
yeah.
in.
It's very clever. I mean, to remember it is just.
I always remember I was
amazing.
driving home. It was a long time ago. It must be 10 years ago. And Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
He was on, and Tim Vine was the guest. And he goes, "You got a joke for us now?" And he goes, "Oh," he says, "I've got this mate, and his life's ambition is to commit suicide by throwing himself in front of a steam train." And he goes, a couple of weeks ago, he was at a station, and would you believe it, a steam train come in. So he jumped over and done it. He was chuffed to bits.
Yeah.
Good joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, I like Tim Vine. Yeah, that's a good joke.
Anyway, should finish on that note.
That's
really,
a highlight. Yeah, that's the
Now,
highlight of the show.
I've only got two more, and one is the one that went under the radar for you, Robert, but we've sort of watched it recently. It's Early Doors.
I really enjoyed this program.
I had no knowledge of this whatsoever.
No,
at all.
I think I'd seen an episode or two previous, but and then when you Dad mentioned to me about it, I went and watched them all, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's a good program,
Yeah,
isn't it? And it
I really enjoyed
the
it.
bloke in the bank who's so annoying. I mean,
In the bank.
oh, he done the NatWest adverts. I keep thinking he's in the bank with the traffic and that.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
boring bloke. He's
Yeah.
wicked. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
quite touching in places as well.
Yeah.
When they had the collection for him when he couldn't pay his phone bill.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
that was quite
yeah,
touching,
it was.
wasn't it?
And the dad's getting upset about being replaced as her real.
Yeah.
It was.
she found
I really thoroughly enjoyed that program.
Yeah, I did.
James McAvoy went missing though, didn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't the same character, was he? He was a different character.
Yeah, I
'cause they
think
mentioned the
He's a
old
bloody
lot-
good
the old-
actor, that McAvoy.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
is.
really is amazingly good.
Yeah, I think the police officers are
Oh, they're
they're
fantastic.
they're just so like
Lazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's incredible. And you got
It's their laugh.
Come-
when they're laughing, it's like they're really laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it
The
is.
pair of them.
It's so contagious when they laugh.
If anyone out there hasn't seen Early Doors, check
It's
it
got
out.
some people in it. I mean,
Yeah,
well, it's
Craig
got
Cash.
Craig Cash, he wrote it, didn't he?
Yeah, him and
He played
like
David in Royal
Phil
Family.
Meany,
Royal Family, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she got Craig Cash. You got the guy from the Halifax adverts.
But his character, I know
he's-
people like that.
Yeah,
who
he's
just
so boring. So boring,
Duffy,
but he's-
Duffy, do you like circuses?
Yeah, that's what making everyone avoids talking to
It's a
him.
really good program.
Yeah,
Tight
James
cast.
McAvoy, the boring bloke's wife. She's been in some stuff
I've
as well.
never seen her
She
in
was
it.
in Trolleyed.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can't just
yeah.
say the bloke from this, the bloke from that. We ain't got their names, do we? But the bloke behind the bar's good.
Who
But
turned
yeah.
up in Royal Family? He was the
He was
father-in-law.
Yeah, that's right. He was the girlfriend's dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Who
Who
had
had
the
all the
money.
money, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he made Jim feel like this big. Yeah.
Right, we've come to our last show now that never made it, and I think this one was actually in at one point. And I think if there'd been a 33, this could have been it. It's the Young Ones.
Yeah.
I think if we went back, I think he would make it in. Because
What would you kick out?
bottom.
What? Fuck you off.
Well,
On that
way.
bombshell.
No way. How could you not? I mean, what about Ever Decreasing Circles?
Great programme.
Oh, shut
It's
up.
gone
It
all
ain't-
the way. That
it
is
ain't
their
a-
winner.
It ain't as good as Young Ones. I mean, Young Ones was groundbreaking. You know, I mean,
It was, but I don't think it's aged very well, Mike.
well, and
I
it does
have
have
seen it.
negatives. It does have
hasn't.
negatives.
I mean, it's the reason I love the Young Ones, but
Would it definitely have been in your 32?
I think it would, yeah. But it's a great program to talk about because there's a lot of different factors. I mean, you got the most irritating man in the world, Alexei Sale.
Oh,
Yeah, like why he was
Not
there,
sure
we
why
have
he was
no
there.
idea. And then you've got the animation and that, which you didn't need.
Well, we watched a program about it, didn't we? And Aid Edmondson said, "I don't know why they had it there."
Yeah, he
I
didn't
don't-
want
he-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know,
want it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is, but if you think just the program without Alexis Sale, without all that chips skating on plates and stuff, it's a funny bastard program.
And the way they did it as well, like the explosions and falling through the ceiling, and
he
it
finds
was-
his bike in the bar.
Rick.
My favourite bit of the Young Ones is I think it's the episode called Bored. And Rick's wearing his yellow dungarees, and like he comes outside, and he says, "Oh, what are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, we're playing cricket." I go, "Can I play?" He goes, "Right, yeah, Rick, you're the stumps." And then he charges up to him, like swinging his arm, and he goes, "I don't want to play anymore."
Another bit is where Rick's just sitting on the chair in the living room, and he walks in with a cricket bat and he whacks him around the head. Goes, "God, even mindless violence boring today."
Yeah, it is.
He had his moments, and I think, yeah, it was just on the verge, wasn't it?
If like Aid Edmondson said, I mean, if you took out, because those are the negatives, but the actual script.
What
and
about the music? Having a band in there?
Yeah,
Did that
well,
bother you or?
No, it didn't
No,
at
that
all.
was quite good.
I mean, especially Madness in the pub. That was
Yeah,
wicked, you know.
Motorhead turned
goes
up at one point as well.
Motorhead,
Ace of
9 Inch
Spades.
Nails.
What does he say? He
Got
says
9
he
Inch
says to Suggs, Rick. He goes, "Oh,
9 Below Zero, sorry.
do you know Summertime by Cliff Richards?" And Suggs says, "Oh, you hum it, I'll knock your lights out." Or something. I'll
Oh, for
punch-"
Cliff's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rick now
It's
was great.
it's real. Yeah, do you remember that?
Oh,
We used to
yeah,
love
we used to
that.
sing that all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Anybody know where the toilets are?
Walking, sleeping,
And their parents don't know what time they're getting home.
we used to really laugh at that. Do you remember?
Well, I think we just about covered everything that could have got in. I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
else can think of any others, because I can't.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you want to get in touch, just
What
get,
about this
stick
one?
On,
Bosh.
stick it on Facebook and we'll mention it in coming episodes. Well, I think I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I need another cup of coffee.
Any last words, lads?
No.
Well, that was
Did
on
I
the
say
nose,
that out
really.
loud?
Also, obviously we've been sponsored by Kent All Clean. Thank you very much for that. And I just wanted to end our episodes in a different way going
Oh,
forward.
controversial.
Yeah, well, we've got a little bit of a following now. I mean, a little bit. There's our mum's listening. That's the main thing. But I just wanted to end on a song. You know.
Well, not by you.
Yeah, I'm just going to start singing the national
And
anthem.
this is me.
God save the Queen. No, I
God
just want-
save the Queen!
Yeah, I just wanted to end on some local music from local bands and stuff. If you are a band, send in your music and we'll give you a play at the end of the thing. This is The Theme with Gary Davis and Paul.
Good man, good
Bassam.
band.
Yeah, really good
Yeah.
band. This is Hits the Sky. Take care and we shall see you next time.
See ya.
See you later.